Well, listen, everybody, it seems to be an early Christmas present for Prime Minister Mark Carney and the Liberal Party. I don't know if you heard, but former Conservative MP Michael Ma has crossed the floor to join the Liberals. Okay, so that leaves the federal party just one seat shy of a majority government. So close. In a statement, Ma wrote that this is the time for unity and decisive action. So are moves like this making the country more unified or divisive? What do we think?
I wonder if it depends, like, on what side of the aisle you're sitting. Because if you're a liberal, you're probably like, yes! Like, it feels almost like your team is winning. But if you're a conservative, especially if you voted for the guy, you're probably a little peeved, a little disappointed, maybe even mad. And maybe you're an NDP, and you just sort of sit there being like quietly like, hey guys, I'm still here. Don't forget about us.
I actually think if you zoom out, it actually is quite unifying. Mark Carney is the most conservative of liberal leadership that we've probably seen ever, first of all. Second of all, everybody knows that you can't get anything done when you've got a minority government situation. Things just get stalled, and it's very hard to get anything done. So people want action, and so I think that if you actually zoom out and take all emotions out of it, people are saying, you know what, we need to get stuff done. We are in a really, really bad place. So let's come together, let's make a majority government, and let's take all of what has been previously quite nasty politics out of it and do what Canadians do best, come together and fight for our country.
You know what? Like pride and ego, get rid of it.
That's a very mature way to look at it. I was looking at it more like a Housewives episode where I'm like, spill the tea, what is happening? And I realized it comes down to the way I think about the Conservative Party, which in my mind, I've always thought of them over, it's party over politics. So when I see them cross the aisle, I'm like, oh no, someone needs to spill the tea about what's going on, because this is not typically what they do. They always stick to one side. So in my head, I'm like, what's going on? But I realized, I did a little research, this has happened before. It was 25 years ago, but it has happened. They're actually September of 2000, David Price, Diane St. Jacques, and Andre Harvey joined the Liberals at the same time. So this has happened, but it hasn't happened in a long time.
Did it swing them into a majority?
Yeah, and that's and this is why I think I was just shocked, because I didn't know this information, and I just don't expect it from the party. But if anybody would like to, from the Conservative Party, would like to sit down with Omar Sachedina, with the Social, and let us know what's going on, I'd love to hear the story behind that.
Because I think where there's smoke, there's fire. This is now the third Conservative. One has already crossed the floor with Chris D'Entremont, and then there was another person who wanted to cross the floor, it seemed. There were allegations that he was talking to the party, and then the Conservatives said, if you cross the floor, there's going to be some words and consequences, so he decided to resign instead. This is now the third person who has actually come over to the party. So it's 171 seats. They need 172 to be in a majority government, which tells me what is going on with Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives behind closed doors. This has been historically a very tightly run ship. They get behind their leader, and he has been this pit bull who's been barking a lot for a really long time, and no one has stepped out of line. This is unprecedented in the number, the fact that this could swing potentially the government to majority. If there are more people talking, which, depending on who you're listening to, there are more Conservatives talking, what is this going to do? Here's why I don't mind it. If maybe you voted for him as a Conservative, I could understand if you're upset today. I understand that completely. But if you also zoom out, this is unprecedented times. Nothing unites people like a common enemy. And you know who? I don't want to say enemy, but there's a guy named Donald Trump who is trying to change global world order, literally under our nose. He may or may not, probably does not believe in democracy. He doesn't believe in alliances. He doesn't believe you take care of your friends.
Global warming?
So he doesn't believe in global warming.
Treating women with respect.
He doesn't believe in a lot. He doesn't believe in science. He doesn't believe in medicine. So Canada is in a very, very precarious position. We need to find new friends. We need to get all on board with Team Canada. And that is where I think this is going.